Okay, well, let's get started then. I will play him at regular speed, but if we feel like he's unbearable, we will turn up the speed on the video.
Okay.
So let's get
And I
started.
believe your Pokemon music is still playing.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna kind of leave it on in the background.
Oh, okay. You were.
I actually
Okay, got it.
I'll turn it down.
I wasn't sure if that was intentional.
Turn it down just a hair. Yeah, just so there's a little bit of background music. Yeah, just so there's back. Oh, I can hear myself now.
No, sorry, that was me.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay. I might need to turn him up. Let's see.
Alright, how's it going? First things first, I'm not really used to recording external videos. I'm a streamer. I stream. That's what I do. I'm good with live stuff. So I don't have a script.
Okay.
I don't have anything in front of me. We're just going to go for it. Something came to my attention recently, and look, I've been a Twitch streamer, and I've been a Twitch streamer for 7 years now. I'm modicum of success. I'm partnered. I'm not very big, but I'm big enough. I get by. Build a good community.
Bigger than me, I suppose.
But I've obviously been around long enough to watch Twitch go in some interesting direction.
By the way, if you want me to pause, just say so.
Okay,
because I was gonna say, unless I have something to say or you do, I'm gonna let it play.
I don't know why my immediate reaction was like, "Oh, British accent opinion discarded," but that's me.
Okay, so
but like for the most part, I always have kind of an understanding. It was like IRL, that is what it is. You got the gaming stuff, and then for a long time we condemned this stuff, the sexualization of the platform, like this overtly sexual, basically softcore porn, like softcore pornography kind of stuff. I thought we were demonizing, like not demonizing it, but like getting it off the platform.
See, and that right there, that's one of the things I'm like, and I know he corrected himself, and fair play, but like, that's the problem. It's like we shouldn't be demonizing it, like,
yeah,
no. and like I said, as we go on, we'll get deeper into it. But it's like I understand saying, hey, this platform shouldn't host this kind of content. But the way, to me, that he goes at a lot of it is demonizing it. And I don't fuck with that.
Yeah, no.
But like I said, we'll
not a good.
Yeah, we'll see as we go on.
Obviously, there was like a lot of time there. You get the...
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
No, because I just, my own opinion of it is that kind of treat it more like AO3, where it's like, okay, yeah, if you're gonna do it, tag your shit.
Yeah.
And people do that. Like, you can mark your stream as being,
and we'll get there. Like I said,
yeah, I assume we'll get there. There's still like 8 more minutes in the video, so
yeah. I wanted to stop it there and like point that out. That like,
yeah,
like I said, I'm trying to be as even-handed as possible. That like, I get where he's coming from.
I'm also talking about like over-sexualized streamers. Like, who is? I just because I can barely see it. Who is the little cat girl on his microphone there?
Oh, I have no idea.
Is that somebody that you would accuse of being over-sexualized?
Probably not, I would assume, but I don't.
Sometimes a woman existing on the platform is, it's too sexual.
Well, like I said, and I don't think he's saying that, but it's how he says it that it comes across that way at times.
Yeah.
And that's my problem.
So you want to talk about like these creators shouldn't be on the platform. It's like, okay, but you're promoting someone that could possibly end up being on that side of things. But anyway, there's 8 more minutes. Keep going.
Fucking hot tub streams and shit. But like, I was always under the impression there were kind of like rules around stuff that you could sell to children. And because, like, make no mistake, it's a 13+ website, right? So kids are on here, and they're going anywhere they want to go. It's not like they're being held back. So I went into the VR chat.
See, and that's the thing. I'm like,
oh my god, biggest fucking mistake. I went into VR chat, you dumbass.
Well, and we get a little more into that aspect because like he does even kind of address like, the like the hot tub streamers and like the IRL streamers and like, and again, I'm not saying, like with the rules aspect, like, that's fine, but it's like the way he says certain things, the way he treats some of these people, just to me comes off so misogynistic and like, and I'm not saying like he's an incel, but like that, like incel, like logic type stuff. But that's like something that I even, we kind of talked about when this initially got sent to me was, like, what's your cutoff for like a child? And and obviously you know me, I'm not like a, well, legally they're like nothing like that. Yeah. But it's like one of those things that I'm like, at 13, I think your children should have some monicum of understanding of sexuality. Because that's when I would say like teenager is when like a general area of when these things start to manifest for a lot of people. Obviously some people it's sooner, obviously some people it's later. But to just flat out like say like, oh well, children are on the platform, it's like, well, it's one of those things that as something you said previously is, well, maybe the parents should be monitoring that more. But that's something to discuss, I think, maybe a little bit later, like I said, if we showcase some of the screenshots that I was sent. So let's let him talk a little bit more.
Category. And obviously VR chat, that's a young people thing.
Never mind, I forgot. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I remember hearing that and going, I'm sorry, what now?
No, the fuck it isn't.
Yeah.
At least it's not supposed to be.
I do not think, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's not kids in VR chat. Like, I mean, but that's the thing. It's like it's like saying there's not children on the internet. You know what I mean? You can't.
It'd be one thing if he said Roblox, because that's definitely
right.
more of a kid thing.
Right.
But VR chat, like,
yeah.
I associate VR chat with like weird adult shit.
Yeah. Well, like not even like sexual stuff, like necessarily is like being discussed here. Just like, because that's also something that you have to have the equipment to be doing it. Kids aren't gonna just have that.
And right. Exactly. Because it's, it's like the headsets and everything else. I've never done the VR chat, and I know that sometimes like the people that make videos of it can end up appealing to kids on like YouTube, but as far as like people in the VR chat, nah, dude, that's like adults with some form of income.
Yeah, but that's the thing too. Even with like stuff like that, like I consider it not a child space.
Yeah, no, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, that feels. I don't even want to say disingenuous. It feels uninformed.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Like kids do VR chat, right? And like hyper autistic adults, I guess, but like,
well, like that, like with the autism, like that I'll give you. Like, okay, fair enough. But like, trying to say they're the fringe, but children are the main ones. No, that's so asinine.
God, let's just fucking
do the VR stuff. Anyway, I've gone on there and I've found out about this new thing called Wiggletubers. I don't know if you've heard of these, but I'm gonna show you. Okay, again, I was under the understanding that there were rules around like what can be shown of the body, but I guess.
And I'm assuming this is his censor in the video, by the way.
Oh, with the cringe ass,
with the emote, yeah. I'm assuming that's his censor. Just so we're clear, I didn't do that.
Was wrong. I don't know. This is crazy. So this is a Wiggletuber. What they do is they dance. I'm gonna quickly like unmute. Look at this. You can bonk. I'm gonna unmute real quick. I can't do it for long. It's all copyrighted music. It is just this. You can pay for private dances. a dance for you. So I don't know if you catch it. Like it's very. You can pay for a dance.
Which I will admit, I think that's a little odd in terms of it being on Twitch. And like I said, we will get into that a little bit more in terms of proper allocation of adult content. We will get into that. But I will go as far to say, like, that's maybe a little weird for being on Twitch.
Low-key, why is it when there's issues with stuff like this, why are we complaining about the person making the content and not the 122 people watching it and the people donating to
and we'll get to that too, because like I said, that's one of those things of what I said when we were discussing when we were going to discuss this. He might be right, but he's right for the wrong reasons. And that's a huge part of it.
Because if the shit wasn't profitable, people wouldn't do it.
Well, and also it's a reflection on Twitch, and that's why it's a whole, like I said, it's a whole thing.
Oh yeah, no, and there are definitely issues with Twitch choosing when and where to enforce their rules. Like that is a whole other separate issue.
Yeah.
But why is this what you're focusing on with that then?
Yeah.
All of the alerts are like sucking and bananas, and it's all very obvious what it's alluding to. And you may think, oh, that's a one-off, right? There we go. What the fuck is this? What? Come on. There's the dude. There's a little kid looking for a VR chat. They're like, oh.
Come on, disable your ad block and support the furry coward.
Scary level. What is this?
But see, that's like you just said, like a little kid looking for this. It's like, what? He says something to the effect that I'll get into it more, but it's just like, I don't really think it's kids seeking this out.
No.
You know, and I don't know, that just, to me, that's, we'll get into it. I'll
Yeah, we can let it play out.
So those who don't know, this is a real person. They've got a full body kit on. They're dancing, and they call this wiggling. It's a lap dance. You can pay for a lap dance, but they call it wiggling. They'll even say your name, all sexy like if you pay them. And
if you pay them,
just the whole category, dude. The whole. Let's have a look. This one's not. Oh, here we go. Yep, there. Oh, gee. Hey there. Oh, nice. We're going to talk about the weather. We're going to have a nice discussion on politics today. What do you think? How do you feel about Israel and Palestine? Want to give a shit? What is this? This is crazy.
And like this
maybe
one,
I'm
don't.
Too desensitized, but.
Well, go ahead.
Not. No, maybe I'm just too desensitized. He's like, this shit is crazy, like all incredulous, and it's like, dude, like.
Well, like I said, you know, the dancing ones, like that's a little more maybe sexualized to some extent. Like this one, I mean, if it's someone who's, does it say what they're? Okay, it says they're in VR chat. Is there? I was gonna say like if it's like just chatting. It's like,
all three of them has had the category of VR.
VR chat. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, but like, I mean, you know. This isn't like, it's a kind of a scantily, outfit, but like, it's not that bad. Of course, we can't hear it, but still.
Well, and I think he said that part of why it was muted.
Oh yeah, no, and I understand that.
But yeah, I don't know, like that first one, I can get behind that one being a bit much, but this one that it's on right now, I'm like, it's really. I saw worse shit when SarahB.net got hacked in the 2000s, okay?
All right, let's let him.
This is a kid's website.
See, again.
No, it's not!
Like.
It is not!
Again, like you made the comparison. You want to say, Fucking Roblox? Sure. I'd even go as far to say, like, you could call Fortnite that. Because, like, there are, like, a lot of kids playing that. Right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But, like, saying Twitch in and of itself is...
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell, I know if I would have seen this stuff when I was 13, I would have immediately known, oh shit, I'm not supposed to be on a site like this. Like, I have kind of distinct memories of shit like that.
Yeah. And you know, that goes to show, like, you know, maybe you should be paying attention to what your kids are doing.
Yeah,
which I don't know if he has children.
Concept.
But like I said, some of the screenshots that I got sent surrounding this, were people talking about, like, I as a parent, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, ooh, that's not a good reflection on you then.
No, and I hate that, like, my knee-jerk reaction to, like, I feel like sometimes hearing the statement, me as a parent, I feel like at least, like, 75% of the time, whatever comes out of their mouth next is dog water.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, please continue the video. I want to get this over
with. Strip club, dude. What the fuck? This person's, they've gone offline, but you can't go and watch their videos. Of course not, because you've got to pay for it. I'm not blanking any of their fucking names either, by the way. This shit is so against the rules. It's not even against the rules of just Twitch.
Well, so that's the thing. It's like, and you know, like I said, we'll talk about that because I know, like, there are certain standards, and I'm assuming like I know IRL streamers are only allowed to I'm trying to think of, like, how to phrase this, like,
yeah, no, I know that
show
there's,
so
like,
much
certain
skin
guidelines.
yeah. And so, like, those things should apply equally. And you know, that's the thing, though, is it's like, I just don't think some of these things are all that bad, and I feel like you're being super puritanical. You know.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I googled the Twitch community guidelines, and I'm kind of scrolling through it. And there's enforcement notes and clarifications thing, and this is under the youth safety thing.
Okay.
So part of it is depicting fictional anime characters of a childlike appearance, lolis, shotas, with any kind of sexual framing is not allowed. This applies to VTubers and within games where avatars are uploaded, such as VR.
Which none of this has been that.
Which none of this has been that. Nothing about minors. Stating you're below the age of 13 anywhere on Twitch, even if intended to be humorous, will result in your account being permanently deactivated. Prohibited examples, typing in chat, I'm 12, by the way, or I'm using my dad's account because I'm 11. That's sexual harassment, intellectual property, sensitive content. This is talking about gore, sexual content. No implied sex or masturbation, including oral, anal, vaginal sex, and touching of genitals and self or sexual masturbation, or prolonged audio that implies sex, masturbation, / orgasm. Adult nudity without implied or real sex acts is subject to our adult nudity policies. No bodily fluids, the sexual body fluids. Advertisement of sexual services, including prostitution, escort services, sexual massages, or filmed sexual activity. So I guess maybe, like, you could, because he was talking about, you can pay these
the, like,
people
private
to do a
dances
private
aspect.
dance.
And like I said, I'm even willing to say, like, yeah, that's maybe a little suspect.
That's either crossing the line or dangerously close to using it as a jump rope.
Yeah, exactly.
Content that focuses on clothed intimate body parts such as the buttocks, groin, or breast for extended periods of time. Which I guess could be some of that.
Well, and see, that's the thing. It's like, you know, I'm not going to say it's not necessarily sexual content.
I could see you making an argument for it.
Yeah, but I'm also not going to go as far to say that, like, it's, you know, like, that explicit, all things considered.
Yeah. Let me see. Consensual sexual violence, such as flogging or whipping another person. graphic descriptions of sex acts, such as phone sex or erotica, display of sex toys in a non-educational context, such as bragging about the size of a dildo.
Well, damn, there goes the rest of my streams.
Yeah, right? Shit, there goes the content. The list is not exhaustive. Users may not directly link, promote, or advertise pornographic content in their broadcast profile or chat. While users may not directly link to pornographic or sexually explicit content in their broadcast profile or chat, users will not be penalized for linking their personal websites or social media pages that may incidentally contain these links. So I guess that's how the rules get skirted around. You can't say like, oh, if you go to this link to donate to get a lap dance, but you could say, hey, like if you're interested, go to this. Go to my OnlyFans.
Well, I was gonna. Well, see, but it's like saying. Well, actually, I think that would be considered that. But it's like saying, oh, hey, here's my link tree with all of my socials.
Yeah.
On it, which again, you know, I don't think is really one way or the other. Personally, because like, I have one of those. You know, I don't have an OnlyFans on it, but I have one, a link tree, you know, with all my social accounts. So
yeah, and I've got I've got a card. Okay, and then here's the bit about adult nudity. Let's see. Users are prohibited from broadcasting or uploading content that contains depictions of real or fictional nudity, regardless of the medium used to create it. Incomplete censoring, such as pixelization, mosaics, blurring effects, sheer or partially see-through clothing, do not constitute an exemption to this policy. For example, you may not show or promote the following: exposed anuses or fully unclothed or exposed buttocks, any amount of exposed genitals, female-presenting individuals' breasts with exposed nipples, unless actively breastfeeding a child. Art, history, educational content, or public art that might feature nude figures are exempt from this policy.
Which, let's be real, that's also bullshit in and of itself, that it's only female-presenting people.
Yeah.
I've said that before, that I'm like, no, you're going to ban the titties, ban all the titties. You don't get to make an exception just because one's, femme-presenting people and one's not. I stand by that.
And then there's some stuff about attire with VTubers and stuff. Genitalia, buttocks, hips, femme-presented nipples, and underbusts must be covered at all times on general streams. These guidelines apply to VTuber models, but not video game characters, including those uploaded into games such as VR chat.
Well, I mean, that answers that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not against the rules. Which, again, we can talk about, should it be allowed? That's a whole nother discussion, though.
And I think in general, there's some of the stuff where, like, if there's stuff in the game that is allowed because the game is categorized under that context. Like, if you go to look at something that's rated M for mature, it has the pop-up saying, like, hey, this is a rated M game. Like,
exactly.
You know that when you go to watch it. So I think that's how they get away with it with the VR chat, is that knowing that VR chat has that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe don't let your kids watch rated M stuff. What a cool concept.
And anyway. And we'll get into that a little more here in just a second.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm glad you brought that up.
Society, this is near, like, okay.
Actually, hold on. Let me go back.
The rules is, it's not even against the rules of like just Twitch. This is like against the rules of society. This is
that right there. Pissed me off so bad.
Wait, can you? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can you replay that one more time for me?
Yeah. Here.
What the fuck? This person's, they've gone offline, but you can't go and watch their videos. Of course not, because you've got to pay for it. I'm not blanking any of their fucking names either, by the way. This shit is so against the rules. It's not even against the rules of like just Twitch. This is like against the rules of society. This is near.
What do you mean?
Okay, I want to like drop down some like roads. I'm sorry. This is my regular chat. Again, the streamer.
I'm gonna let him.
I want to drop down some rows, right? They're doing this kind of behavior. Now, there's no nudity expressly, basically everything but. There's no nudity, right? So they're not gonna do. They can get away with doing it on a platform like this. Normally, something like this would be like on, Pornhub or any of the related pornography websites, right?
Okay, so I'll stop it there. So we can address that. against the rules of society. Like, again, just puritanical bullshit.
I want to say, yeah, first of all, what fucking society?
Because I don't want to live in that society.
Yeah.
Where you consider people, dancing in a potentially sexual or erotic manner to be something that is inherently bad.
Oh my god. Okay, Anna, since we're paused, I went and looked up the VR chat community guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what it says about adult nudity and sexual content. Number 1, do not share sexually explicit or provocative content or paraphernalia. Do not solicit or harass others for sexual activities or services. Do not promote or engage in non-consensual sexual contact. And do not promote or share non-consensual intimate imagery. That is the act of sharing intimate images or videos of someone either on or offline without their consent.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Those are the 4 rules under Rule 1 of adult nudity and sexual content.
So like, that's the thing is, talking about it being against the rules. I think we firmly established it's just not against the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you want to have a discussion about whether or not it should be allowed on the platform, that's a different discussion. But he's just wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He's just incorrect. Both with
the rules of society. Go fuck yourself with that one.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I'm talking specifically with like the Twitch and VR chat rules. But yeah, the rules of society, that makes me so angry because that's just some puritanical bullshit. Which I think he gets into it a little more. So hey, I'm doing a thing. You need to chill out. Here, I'm gonna let him talk a little more.
But this shit is just, they're doing it on Twitch because they know the young boys who maybe necessarily can't get onto those websites.
Also, I just saw, good night, Cosmo. I'm sorry, I didn't read your I read finished, but I didn't read the nighty night. So have a good night. I hope you hope to see you again soon.
Able to hop on Twitch, so they just this, as far as I'm concerned.
I don't know if you caught that. Let me go back real quick here.
Yeah, no, he's like, oh, it's
Pornhub,
the young boys that can't go on Pornhub.
Pornographic websites, right? But this shit is just, they're doing it on Twitch because they know the young boys who maybe necessarily can't get onto those websites are able to hop on Twitch. So they're just, this, as far as I'm concerned, it's nearly a deliberate action to get in front of kids.
Again, most of, if not all, these people have their stuff tagged as 18 plus.
Yeah,
either
that part, and then I'm sorry, do you really think it's that hard to get on some of these?
And that's the well, right, I was gonna come back to that. Yeah, I can speak as someone who I was a late bloomer, but I had my sexual awakening very early in like a weird way. And yeah, I could get, but it ties into like the whole, like with what the UK is doing with like the ID laws and like it's to protect the kids, but it's like, is it really though?
Yeah.
Like, and you know me, I'm pretty fucking libertarian. I come back to, hey, maybe be a better parent. Like, talk to your kids. Like, educate your children. And, obviously you can't be there 100% of the time, but it's like, why should adults have to, for lack of a better word, like, suffer because you're not a good enough parent to educate your children on like internet safety and
right,
have these kind of conversations,
and then I feel like the rebuttal to that would be like, well, kids sneak around anyway. Okay, why did you raise your kid in such a way that they feel like they need to sneak around?
Yeah, if your kids feel like they need to sneak around, obviously they don't trust you, and that's a failing more often than not on your part.
Like, even my brother and I were talking about some of the issues with things that I had when I was a teenager, and like there was a lot of times where I lied to my mom about stuff that I hadn't done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as a teenager does. And that, like, really pissed off my mom. Is like, oh, well, once you lie to me, I can't trust you anymore, blah, 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 blah. And even my brother internally at the time, and this was when I was, like, 16. He's 6 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
Was like, well, why does she feel the need to lie to you?
Mm-hmm.
Why does she feel like she has to lie to you?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I've seen, there's this one, like, mom creator that I see that I like. I don't usually like people that talk about their kids, but this lady, like, is pretty chill. And, like, she had, like, either, like, recreate stuff with her daughter, or sometimes, like, her teenage daughter is on the video, like, because she wanted to be. And,
which,
like,
fair
the
enough.
kind of relationship that, the kind of relationship that they have, like, they don't need to lie to each other because she trusts her kid to not be a fuck up, you know? There's times where, like, teenagers dramatic, like, oh my god, these other teenagers I'm with are so stupid, you know? Why are they doing things like this? You could just be a good human. And it's like, yeah, that is because so many of these people have failures of parents.
Mm-hmm.
So, it makes me so mad because it's like, yeah, oh, well, these kids are going to sneak around. Well, why do they feel like they have to sneak around you, motherfucker?
Yeah, I agree.
I'm
like
too traumatized. Sorry.
And like I said, we'll maybe come back to that if we decide to showcase some of those screenshots, because they're definitely relevant to that conversation.
Yeah, so please continue.
And by that, it almost feels pedophilic in nature.
Oh yeah, that right there. Here, I'm gonna let him. He talks a little bit more about it.
And like, people might disagree with me on that, and that's fine. If you don't think so, you do you. But for me, if you're doing something with the express reason to have, if you're doing something of this nature, like softcore porn, like strip club dancing and lap dances, and you're like doing it on a platform like Twitch expressly to get around filters that stop like a wide variety of people getting in, such as like Pornhubs trying to stop young people getting. If you're trying to get young people into your shit, and this is what you're doing, it's pedophilic in nature. It really is.
Again, first of all,
why is that your assumption?
Yeah. First of all, why is that your assumption? You know, like.
Well, like, why would they go after kids and not like adults who actually have the money to fund it?
Well, even aside from that, I mean, like you said, it's like these people have their stuff tagged as 18+. They have their settings, you know, like my streams are set to where it gives you the pop-up of like, hey, there may be mature content, because we talk about mature topics more often than not. You know, it's like I stream Pokemon and talk about mature topics. Like, there's a reason I put that warning on my streams. You know, but it's like, because to me that's like saying, it's the same thing as saying, oh, well, why did you go out wearing that if you didn't want to entice children? It's like, you do realize people can just do things for themselves, right? You know, in this context, sure, it's doing it for other people pretty explicitly, but like, trying to say, oh, you're doing it to entice children? Like,
yeah, why is that your fucking assumption? Maybe, or is this, not to pull this card, but is this some kind of Freudian slip, like projection?
Well, no, yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know enough about this guy to say that it's like a call coming from inside the house. Although some of the screenshots, I definitely think, not that he said it, but some of the things that were said, maybe might say that. So we'll talk about that specifically when we get there.
Okay.
You can disagree with me or not, or it's like one of those other ones. I don't know. There's like multitude of names for pedophiles these days, but
okay. And again, trying to hand wave that away, because to me that's that same shit as saying, oh, all trans people are groomers, or all queer people are pedophiles. It's like, motherfucker, the kind of people who say, like, oh, I'm not a pedophile, I'm a minor attracted person. They're not welcome in my community or the overall, like, queer community. Like, trying to equivocate these things is a failure of your understanding. Not of the facts.
Yeah, no. And, like, is there a conversation to be had about people that, like, realize they have an issue and go to therapy and stuff? Yeah, absolutely, but that doesn't lump them in with...
Well, but guess what? We demonize it so much and stigmatize it that people feel so much shame that they can't get the help they need. And that's a broader conversation about mental health in general, but, like, I mean, it's a part of it. But I'll let him go on.
It just strikes me as incredibly creepy that you're targeting this towards kids and then you're paywalling it. Like, you're legitimately paywalling it.
And that's one thing. Well, here's the thing. Again, targeting kids, but paywalling it. What fucking kids have access to that, like, those funds?
Exactly. And I'm sorry, but, like, oh, I gave my kid are Twitch gift cards a thing?
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
Okay, well, I gave my kid some money on a Visa card, and they used it on this. Okay, then you failed as a parent.
Yeah.
That's your fault.
Yeah, I agree.
That's crazy. Like, look at it. This is what it looks like. I can't even play the music because it's like, oh, fucking... Like, listen to that. That's like some shit out of Cyberpunk. You're gonna have Johnny and Silver.
Your point?
Cranking hog.
Well, see, and, like, this one, like, I'll admit, because it doesn't really show her face as much, is a little more explicit. And, like, referring to, like, the rules of, like, showcasing body parts. Like, I could see how something like this might potentially be against the rules. Like, that's the thing, too. I'm not necessarily defending any of these people specifically. You know.
Hang on, I'm gonna look up this VTuber real quick. Yeah, okay, I found their Twitter, and they have, like, a 18+ thing on it.
Yeah.
You know, so...
Which,
go fuck yourself.
I will say, I think they should have that in the title with stuff like this. Which some of them he shows, I don't... He shows...
Well, okay, so actually, this person's live right now. And it has the pop-up intended for certain audiences.
Okay, it does have that at least, which I figured.
Yeah. You know, their title, Mute, FT, Subathon Day 27, 8-hour timer push, Wiggles, DJ set, Song Request, and Dolly Work.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find... Just, like, scrolling through. Rules. My streams are 18+.
Oh, okay, in there, yeah.
Yeah. So I had to scroll through a little bit because, like...
No, it's okay.
Like, the About Me's don't get organized very well with the current layout, but it literally says my streams are 18+. So how are you gonna say they're like, and it's this creator specifically that I'm looking at. How are you gonna say, oh, well, she's targeting kids, dude? It says rule number 4, my streams are 18+.
Yeah, exactly. And he shows
Kindergarten, dude.
I know.
And this is the other one.
Like, okay,
also,
see there.
Yeah, also.
See, like, okay, well, dang it, hold on.
Oh, but I saw it just before you paused, like 18+ verified streamer.
And he shows,
yeah.
I think he.
I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Oh, I gave her the benefit of the doubt.
I think he goes to.
For sure, one of them is not going to be doing it. Nope. They all are, dude. They all are.
Okay, here, yeah. He goes to this page and shows, like, some of them, and I swear, yeah. You can, like, see, like, some of these I don't think he even showed, but, like, that one says 18+. Like, oh, yeah, and then, like, on the bottom you can see it says 18+.
Tuesday vibes.
Like, trying to say, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying everyone.
There's one that his face is almost blocking. That's another 18 plus in the top row too.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I'm not even trying to say everyone is a good faith actor, but like to try and say that because again, it's like he's trying to paint all these people with the same brush, and that shit pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know, one person doing one thing. I mean, the reason, matters. If someone like is trying to like target children for whatever reason, yeah, fuck them. Get them out of here. Mm-hmm. Like, again, that's what it's like. You can't sit here and accuse me of going, well, why are you defending pedophiles? No, fuck pedophiles. Hot take.
No, but how are you going to say that somebody is targeting kids when their rules say the streams are 18 plus?
Mm-hmm. It's that feels super disingenuous. That's like the most disingenuous thing I think he's said.
Yeah. Oh God. How much more
this is less than what there was earlier. I tried to record this before, but my dumb ass put it on a scene where I didn't have any audio because I'm so professional. But I bet you
hey,
did.
you didn't see the dumbass.
If you just saw this, right? High to low.
But then, like, okay, let's see. He went by viewers, right? Just now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How many do you go through? So like 102 viewers. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not shaming anybody. But like, you can't sit here and tell me these are like the biggest numbers in terms of drawing a crowd.
Well, and then like what's the 2.9K one doing? That looks like it's just like a more that one doesn't look like a sexual stream to me, and that's the most popular one by a very wide margin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's just all of it.
No, it's not.
I know this one is. I know this one is for sure. The jiggle physics, bro. Playing Dead or Alive 6, dude. They finally released it. Jesus Christ. Anyway, like, I don't know, man. This is one of those things where it's like I'm speaking up about it, but like I feel like almost my own head's on the chopping block by even bringing attention to the fact that I think this is fucked up.
Well, guess what, buddy? They call me the executioner. Get on the block.
And you know what? You know what I feel like it is now? Like, congratulations. You're old and out of touch. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
You know? And that's okay.
Well, and like I said, I'm not, something I said to the person who sent me this, I was like, I am very much not defending Twitch.
Nah.
I have a lot of issues with Twitch. It just happens to still be the most accessible platform for live streaming.
Unfortunately, because I feel like every time something tries to be a Twitch alternative, that's how you get Rumble.
Well, I mean, and like, there's like YouTube streaming, but like that has its own fucking issues too. So, here, I'll let him keep talking though.
Right? This is one of those ones where it feels like I'm going to get my fucking head battered back in by, oh, you just hate women doing well or some shit. I don't.
And again, well, here, I'll let him finish what his thought.
I love women. Trust me, big fan. I love everything about them. But, like,
I am not even saying he is saying that. I am not accusing him of being a misogynist or being a woman hater.
He brought that up himself.
Well, but it's like, it's just, you're going about it in a way that is, I think the way I said it is, you're missing the fucking forest for the trees. I'm trying to let him, because we're almost finished.
Like kids having not this shoveled in their face?
Okay, yeah, and like that. Who's shoving it in their face?
Yeah.
I guarantee you go to, like, the actual, like, not even the VR chat, but just, like, live streams of people. I would like you to find me one in even maybe the top 20 that are something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It is not the epidemic you think it is.
Getting addicted to pornography by the age of fucking 18.
Oh, here we go. Hold on, I'm gonna go back. This is where I got very upset.
I also like kids having not this shoveled in their face. Getting addicted to pornography by the age of fucking 18. Which is, like, a genuine problem across the world. Like, that is something that people do not talk about. But, like, I know friends that have struggled with porn addiction, and it is...
No, you fucking don't, because that's not a real thing. That is not a real thing, and it has been proven to not be a real thing. Again, I've said this before plenty of times. You can have a predisposition to addictive behaviors or have an addictive personality. And the thing you can be addicted to is, like, pornography or adult content. But at least the way he's putting forth here, it very much is like saying, oh, I have a kumquat addiction. Kumquat's the problem.
Right, when really the problem is you are not monitoring your kids' internet access.
Well, no, I'm not talking about kids, even.
But,
I'm talking about...
Well,
like,
no, I am, because he was talking about kids getting addicted before they're 18.
Right. Well, because he specifically says, like, I've had friends who've struggled with porn. Like, you know, I'm assuming not necessarily talking about, you know, I'm assuming as adults. And that's what I'm addressing. But also, yeah, that is a factor. But, like, yeah, no, that is not a thing. It isn't. And I don't know if I could go as far as to say that it's been, like, disproven, but there's literally no evidence supporting it.
Well, and then, I'm sorry, you want to talk about kids being exposed to sexual content. A, mainstream stuff already kind of does that. But B, like, I'm sorry, Twitch is not necessarily the issue here. The issue here is parents giving their kids cell phone with internet access so that they can watch porn in the back of the band room when they're in middle school, because that's a thing that my brother experienced.
Yeah.
You know, but that was a thing way before Twitch, and the issue is not necessarily the content existing, it's parents not monitoring their fucking kids.
Well, and like you said, it's you said this earlier, it's this aspect of, like, oh, it's this forbidden fruit. It's this it's this thing that I'm not supposed to do. You know, when, you know, you could just talk to your fucking kids.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, like, this is a thing, you know, I want you to be aware of it. You know, and that's going back to the whole, like, you know, parental aspect. Just how can you expect your kids to have a sense of what's good, what's not, what's right, what's wrong, if you don't communicate with them?
Right, like an experience from my own childhood, like, part of the reason why I'm not a heavy drinker is because, like, it was explained to me when I was younger. Like, my mom mentioned that alcoholism does run in the family, and she knew that she had to be careful with it, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't have a glass of wine. And granted, I still think my parents drink more than they would admit.
I was gonna say, to be fair, your mother definitely
Yeah, no, definitely, you know, but because I was aware, in not necessarily like a demonizing way, but it was in a, hey, this is something that we're predisposed to.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It taught me, you know, and that, and me being a goody two shoes who follows the rules because I'm fucking autistic. But, you know, that's part of that, is because, like, drinking wasn't this necessarily forbidden fruit thing. It just was a, hey, you're not supposed to drink until you're 21 or you could get in trouble. And also,
you know, and it was kind of funny
much.
that, like, you know, I hosted underage drinking when I was underage because my family said, hey, if you're going to do it here where we know you're safe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like me and my small group of friends, if we did that, which we didn't do a lot, but if we did, we were somewhere that we were safe and we weren't running around, illegally buying alcohol and fucking...
And then drunk driving.
Yeah, and drunk driving. So it's like, which, don't get me wrong, it's not like my parents approved of it necessarily, but it was like, hey, I understand that you're young and potentially reckless, so I want to mitigate the harm that could befall you.
Mm-hmm. And even my brother's comment about like, hey, like as a parent, if you don't want your kids ending up teenage and pregnant, then teach them about safe sex.
Yeah. Because if you teach them about safe sex, they'll never become teenagers.
Exactly.
Was that not the lesson to take from that? I might have missed the mark on that one. I'll admit.
But you get the idea.
No, 100%. Absolutely.
Abstinence only education in areas that have
it's not education.
Well, I'm calling it that because that's what they
No,
call
I know. But I like, it's one of those things that like I refuse to call them pro-life people. I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah. Well, like the schools that say that they do abstinence only education have the biggest amounts of teenage pregnancy and like kids with STDs.
Yep.
Because you're not teaching them about how to use a fucking condom.
My great state of Texas, for a while, if not still, was I believe, #1 in repeat teen pregnancies.
Repeat teen pregnancies?
Yeah. So people who had at least 2 children while they were still teenagers.
Hang on, I'm gonna Google that. And can I Okay, teen pregnancy rates by state 2026. This is the World Population Review. Wait, can I... Oh, okay, it only goes up to... Okay, the website says 2026, but the actual states say 2022. How is this organized? Oh, okay, that's the general pregnancy rate. So what's the teen?
Like I said, I just know specifically the one statistic I remember was
it's actually Mississippi.
Teen pregnancies.
Mississippi for generally thing, but yeah, I was trying to find the...
Well, with the current administration,
I'm trying...
It shouldn't come as a surprise if they don't want that information getting out.
Okay, here's an article from 2022 from the Texas Tribune. Texas tops the nation in teens who give birth multiple times. More than 1 in 6 teenagers who gave birth in Texas in 2020 already had a child.
Yep.
Texas does not require sex education and has the strictest abortion law in the nation. Again, this is as of February 21st, 2022.
I mean, I wouldn't say much has changed.
I'm just throwing it out there for any what ifs.
No. Fair enough. Fair enough.
This is just what I'm seeing. So
yeah.
But yeah, 1 in 6 teenagers that already had given birth had another kid.
Yep.
That is insane.
Yep. Well, let's let him finish because I don't think it gets worse. I think that was like the worst right there. But let's.
Are you sure about that?
All right. Yeah. No kidding.
Ruined relationships in their lives. Like, it's brutal. I just think it's something that absolutely should be talked about.
And again, I don't disagree with that.
Can I also...
That's why we're watching the video.
Yeah, right? And sometimes with the ruined relationships thing, some of that is not necessarily the porn and more just the puritanical bullshit.
Well, that, and then, like I said, it's like you have an addiction. And addictions can ruin relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
Regardless of what it is.
What it is, yeah, exactly.
But like specifically with porn, sometimes that's less about someone in the relationship is watching porn, and it can be the other person being insecure.
Well, and also, I mean, like I agree that like something that actual Jake has talked about is like, yeah, you shouldn't take your entire like worldview of sex from porn. But it's like, again, that ties back to the education thing. You know, both from parents and in like with the what you were saying with like the public school system. You know, and it's something I always talk about, like differentiating between reality and fantasy. You know,
yeah,
like,
you hear that, Puritans.
But yeah, like, you know, it's one of those things that I'm like, hey, there's nothing wrong with consuming adult content, but you also need to understand that a lot of it is not real. And again, not defending the porn industry, because there's a lot of fucking issues with it.
Right, that's a separate problem.
You know, but that's a whole other conversation. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna let him, because we're almost done.
Go anywhere. I don't know if anyone's gonna see this. I hope they do.
You're welcome.
But if you see it and you agree with me, help me spread it around, because this is crazy. This just shouldn't be. Look at what I'm looking at. Oh yeah.
You're the one still looking at it,
dude. Like, and guys are watching this. I think that might be the thing that makes me the most sad. Is like, guys, what are you doing? Anyway, something needs to be done about it.
And again, why are you assuming these are all consenting adults? Which I have no reason to believe otherwise, given that a lot of them, you know, tag their stuff and everything. Why are you demonizing people who consume adult content? Why?
Yeah.
Do you have a problem?
If people are
Go ahead.
Oh, you're saying the you as in the dude in the video. I'm
yeah,
stupid.
yeah.
But like literally, like, oh god, that's so funny to me with like the relationship side of things too, because like, as if the last couple of like erotica things that I've gotten were not purchased by my boyfriend.
Yeah.
You know, and I am very much aware of the fact that he regularly looks at hentai. And does it matter?
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna have to feature at least the one screenshot then. God damn it, because you said that. But I'll let him finish because he's almost done.
Yeah, just let him finish, for the love of God.
That'd be great. Get some eyes on this, because like the only way things get changed on this platform, Twitch, by the way, is what I'm talking about. Only way things get changed on this platform is if we speak out about it. Who knows? Maybe they'll cop a couple of one-day banners. Anyway, if I don't really have much to shout out, I upload here every now and then. Check me out on Twitch. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Okay, so let me address before we get to like the screenshots and the more relevant to that part of the conversation. Something I want to point out and discuss is, if you don't want it to be on Twitch, I at least can say, okay, cool. So it should be allowed other places, right? If you say no, I definitely have an issue. Which, to be fair, he has not necessarily said that.
But he made his comment about like rules of society.
Well, like I said, I'm trying to be as charitable as possible.
I'm sorry that I wasn't.
But it goes back to something I mentioned earlier, like with the ID laws and all this stuff. That it's like you say, oh, okay, hey, you can't do this here, but here's your space to do it. And then all of a sudden it turns into, oh, we don't want you doing that there either.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's... And I mean, we've literally seen this happen with adult content, with like the payment processor shit and groups pressuring them to like basically not like accept payments for adult like websites or content or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's one of those things that it's like, well, you know, I again, not saying that we should necessarily be allowing like porn on Twitch, you know, very far from that, but you can't ignore
keep running people off of platforms.
Yeah, you can't ignore that aspect of things. And guess what? That's a capitalism issue. Because Twitch likes money.
Mm-hmm. And we've already seen this happen with platforms, because this sort of thing happened with Tumblr.
Yep.
Where they stopped allowing porn, and then the porn got onto Twitter, and there's a whole conversation around that. And they only did that, because of capitalism, because they wanted to be friendly to fucking advertisers.
Yep. Well, because it was the Yahoo buyout. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it was the Yahoo buyout. And all of a sudden they're like, no adult content. And everyone said, all right, peace.
Yeah.
And
now the only people that are regularly on Tumblr are people that were on Tumblr 20 years ago.
Yeah. Let me see if
Let's see. Yeah, you wanted to show screenshots.
Oh, I apologize. I did not realize that I was getting messages that someone wanted to join this conversation, the person who sent me the video.
No.
I apologize. I had not I've not been getting Discord notifications. If you would like to join, you are welcome to. Send me a message, because I'm going to be in Discord for a second, pulling up your screenshots. I am so very sorry. I did not realize.
Oh, they were messaging me too.
That is my fucking bad. Let me see if they, if you would like to join, like I said, let me know. That's on me, but I'm going to pull up the...
I would say I've got them in my DMs as well.
Let's see, where's the... Not that. Because there's one specifically I want to pull up, I know. I think this is it right here. Can I open you?
No. Sorry.
Let me see if I can put it in my browser. Ah, good. Okay, good. Okay, so there's that one. I'm going to pull up a couple. I don't think we need to pull up the civil person, because they didn't really say much I had to address. And then I think it was this one. Let me... Okay, copy link. And then let me go back real quick and just make sure. I just didn't know if we'd get to these or not, so that's why I didn't have them prepped. I apologize.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, okay. Well,
okay. Just FYI, I heard back from the person that sent you the video. I want to be involved for at least a little bit, because I was seething at some of the things they said. So.
Well, if you would like to add them to the call and they would like to participate, they're more than welcome to.
Okay, let's see. How do I add friends to DM where... Why can I...
I'll let you do that while I...
Oh!
What happened?
I need them to add me as a friend.
Oh.
Yeah. There, okay, friend.
Hey, Muzak, where'd you go?
Accepted. So can I do it here? There we go. Create.
All right, am I here?
Okay, cool. Sorry.
No worries. And then I'll share my screen again. Hold on.
Sorry.
No worries. And then I'll share my screen. Okay, so these were the screenshots I was sent. We'll come back to that other one, because that's the one that I is relevant to the parental aspect. So this was, I believe you were saying this is the person who made the video, correct?
Yes, this is the person that made it.
Okay. So it says, you had, it said something, and it says, doing things as a hobby is fine, but there are specifically rules on Twitch around clothing allowance. We looked them up. They're fine. If this is allowed, where does the line stand? Can I come on stream in a jean string and flaunt my stuff? When it comes to rules, it's important that they enforced equally or they can exist. So, Acacia, tell me, would you say that I'm asking you sincerely. I'm being sincere when I say this. That the rules for VR chat people and IRL streams are slightly different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were slightly different because specifically it said in the Twitch rules that if it's allowed in VR chat, it's allowed on Twitch.
Right. Now again,
and like the VR chat, it just said you can't be fully nude
right.
and don't do things non-consensually.
Right. So if you want to have a conversation about, the rules should be more equitable between the two, that's a conversation we can have. But as we've established, they're not the same.
That's why it's happening in VR chat, because that's a way to get around that. And if you want to have a conversation about, you're skirting the rules like that, sure, but it's not against the rules, actually.
Yeah. Did you want to add anything?
Me? I was gonna say during the video, because I was watching it from my spectator seat because I can't chat right now. Some of the things he was saying was like, I was
same.
Like, one thing that he said was like that they're fucking targeting it towards children.
Towards children, right.
They're not.
No.
They're not targeting it, because if they get a hint that someone is underage, they ban them.
Yeah, and that was something I neglected to even bring up, but I was going to say, most people who are... I don't want to necessarily say all 18 plus streamers, but have content targeted towards adults, be it sexual or not, are pretty on top of that.
Right.
Yeah, because a lot of those people that say like, "Hey, my streams are 18 plus," like if they get a whiff that you're a minor, ban.
Yep.
Exactly. And it's like, one of the people in that server that I'm a part of, because I'm gonna be honest with you, if I get caught that I sent you these things, Jude, I don't care. I had a right to vent and talk about this with you guys. I'm honestly just at the point where I don't care if I get caught.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm the one who chose to do this because I agree, and I said this earlier, that there is a conversation to be had about these things.
Exactly.
I'm not going to sit here and say there isn't.
Exactly, which is why I sent that stuff and just vent, because I wanted to talk about it and because it got a little bit on my nerves.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say
that's what vent's for.
Yeah, is there's a conversation to be had. The problem is you're not ready for the conversation to be, hey, your takes are dog water. So let me pull up this other screenshot, because I just wanted to show that one for a little bit of context. But then there's this one, so I'll read this. I'm glad you brought this to people's attention, Jamie. I genuinely think it's shady as fuck. Peddling over-sexualized content to areas where children have access is wild behavior. Not to mention the unrealistic body standards and expectations being pushed onto young women and men.
Okay, can I just say, as a girly with body image issues, those body image issues did not come from fucking cartoon characters. It came from adults saying that saying I was overweight.
Yeah. Well, see, this is the part that I want to get to. Now little Johnny isn't going to make eyes at Susie till she goes and gets surgically altered to have giant titties and an itty bitty waist. As the dad of 2 girls, this shit is gross, and Twitch turning a blind eye makes them just as culpable. So I wanna talk about something there, buddy. Obviously, you're not talking about your kids specifically when you say little Johnny and Susie, but my question is, why the fuck are you sexualizing children in the first place?
That part too.
Like,
well, and again, like, if low-key, if your daughter is getting insecure because of a VR chat character, you did not instill in them self-confidence.
Well, let me just add something real quick, because I do know this person, and they have 2 little girls. They're not even like teenagers. They're little girls.
Children. Like, I mean, literal children.
Yeah. So they still don't have the fucking experience of having people bully them about their appearance.
Right.
Yet.
Well, you'd about like to hope not, at least.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
So, like, I don't know. Like, if this dude knows that, like, he obviously has the. I'm sorry. Excuse me. He knows he has 2 little girls that don't have that experience. Mm-hmm. So why he bringing them up in this scenario?
Yeah. Well, and again, there's a lot of people who, whether they mean to or not, and this feels like one of those times, they're saying, protect the children. It's like, brother, you're the one pushing the sexualization of the children. Mm-hmm. None of us brought that shit up.
Yeah.
I'll say it feels kind of like, oh, why are you pushing the gay shit on our kids when you've been pushing the cis het on them their whole lives?
Well, and I was going to relate to that, actually. It's kind of convenient you bring that up. I was going to say that, to me, this reads very much as well, the kids can't know that they're trans, which is bullshit, by the way, in case you don't know. Trans kids are a thing. And no one is doing surgeries on them. Most gender affirming care for minors is social and maybe medical in terms of puberty blockers, but that's a whole other conversation that we won't get into right now. I just felt the need to mention it.
Yeah.
And so the other part of what he said here is Twitch turning a blind eye that makes them just as culpable. And this is something I really wanted to get into the weeds of to some extent with both this comment and some of the things he said in the video. Like I said, a big part of the issue here is it's capitalism. Twitch likes to make money.
Once again,
it's capitalism.
Somehow capitalism returned.
But I wanted to I don't want this to sound like whataboutism, but I want it to serve as an example of basically why this is the issue it is, but you're trying to target it at a specific category of people who aren't breaking the rules. There are certain people on the platform who have not been suspended despite spewing hateful rhetoric. Because they pull in viewers and they pull in money. Call me a fucking bleeding heart leftist, but I would rather those people get banned before the sexy VR chat streamers.
Here.
Both in terms of the number of people who view them and the content. But again,
now out of curiosity, Arcadia, what's this server that this came from? Like, is it like for a particular content creator, or like,
it's
or is
just
it like people?
It's just a community server.
Well, of the person whose video we watched.
Oh,
correct. That this isn't this is this person's community server,
Yes.
is it not?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have to forgive me. I'm very slow.
No, it's okay.
No. You're fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Just close that and leave this open. But yeah, this is his community server, like yours is or mine is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's primarily a streamer, which he kind of establishes in the video. He's not.
Yeah, no, he said at the beginning, he's like, I don't really make YouTube videos. I do more Twitch stuff.
Yeah. It's just before this video, he's never brought this up at all. Like I think when the first like initiation of the attire rules and whatnot came about, he was kind of mentioning it, but aside from that, he's never fucking talked about it up until now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what the hell prompted you to make this?
Yeah.
Like, was it did you make it because you were in a bad mood and it suddenly got to you? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
This just feels like a latest episode of some dude having a shitty take during a meltdown and making it everybody's problem. It's like the same issue I have with, so there's a musical streamer content creator, I'm not going to name names, but I used to engage with this content and I no longer do, because he had in his Discord community a whole blow up about, I think it was about like people taking content or whatever, but he had to at everyone in the server.
I remember that, yeah.
And include the R slur. And now I'm like kind of around this dude again because he's in the Twitch creator club that I'm in, and so like they do raid trains, and now he's in that raid train, and I'm just like, God damn it. And like, because otherwise, like, he doesn't talk about stupid shit and he stays in his lane, but then he's gotta be a dude with a shitty ass opinion that he made everybody's problem.
Well, and you know, my thing is, and I told both of you this now outside of the stream, but I'll say it here again. I don't know what this person is like.
Yeah, the only person who does is me.
Yeah, I don't know that, but like I said, a lot of this is like stuff that you could very easily map onto saying, oh, trans people, oh, queer people, oh, you know, and so like it's definitely, it's like an orange flag at best. Because it's like, hey, is this your only shitty take? Or do you have more? And again, it goes back to what I said of like, hey, you're right for the wrong reasons. It's like, yeah, you can be right about it. Like, oh, the rules should be more equitable for people. But again, that's not an issue of, oh, sexy VR chat streamers. Twitch is a corporation and likes to make money, and these people make them money. You know? And again, going back to what I said, I would much rather the fucking hate monger bigots be banned before these people.
Exactly. Because like, why should they be allowed to be on here?
Yeah. And, you know, so that's the thing. It's like, I don't want to prescribe any assumptions of ill intent. You know, I think I said that earlier, that don't prescribe to malice what can be attributed to ignorance. You know, it's like you have a dogwater take. It's take the L here. Like,
exactly.
Be better. There's nothing wrong with admitting like, oh, whoops, you know. You know, and like, I mean, well, go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
It's another thing, because like I sent you the screenshots of that one person being somewhat civil with me, right?
Which, like I said, I just didn't bring that up because I was like, I didn't have much to say about it.
Yeah, and I still can't get over that one reaction emote that was put on my message. Of the fucking raised eyebrow, because that just seriously gave like vibes of what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's just no one else replied to me except for that
one
my
person.
friend.
Right.
Yeah. Except for that one person and my friend that
Right.
we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
No one else replied to me.
Well, you know. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were finished. I apologize.
Sorry. Another thing is, like, I can't get over the fact that one of his server members ended up going into a fucking one of those streams.
Yeah, I didn't bring that up. Thank you for bringing that up, actually. Please talk about that.
This bit?
So one person in my friend's community server named Akuji, they, I should say, they went into one of these streams and said, imagine Twitch allowing this for children to view, but I can't do shots for subs. Lol, enjoy Gooners. And then immediately got banned. And they said they sped ran a ban.
I actually I can throw it up real quick.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So well, go ahead and say, because I feel like we're going to say something very similar.
No, go ahead. I wasn't going to say anything. That was just what I.
Well, I was going to say it goes back to what we're talking about. Of, hey, this isn't against the rules. Mm-hmm. You know, these people are like, and this person's not even that scantily clad.
Exactly.
But
and how much you want to bet that their community rules also say 18 plus? Like the other person.
Oh yeah, well, I was gonna say because it's on mobile, so it's hard to tell. But yeah, but no.
What's the? Can we see the username of the person or not?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Unless that watermark in the bottom right is there.
I'm not gonna try to read.
Yeah.
It's hard to read.
But the reason I was gonna say is, like, you know, if it's a 13 plus platform, and I said at the top of this, like, where do you draw the line of, like, who's a child and who's not? You know, I think you should be having conversations about sex.
Oh no, I think I found them. I think that username Tanu Kagi is them, because it looks. Can you go back up to the watermark? Yeah, this is them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and their username is literally in the chat with the.
I wasn't sure that was them. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should be having conversations with your children when they're this age about, like, sex and things. Guess what children aren't allowed to do? Drink alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
That's your answer to that right there, buddy.
I'm sorry, I'm reading the thing.
No, it's okay. I like, that's my whole thing about this. Like, and also to bring up, and again, I'm glad you brought this up, because I had forgot. I should have written down a few notes for this. I did not, unfortunately. I don't know how to explain to you that someone sexy dancing doesn't harm them. Doing shots does.
Exactly, like, doing dances like that isn't hurting anybody.
No. Well, I'm even talking about.
So in this person's defense, I am not seeing anything that explicitly says 18 plus on this user's name, but there's also a lot of Japanese on the profile as well. So.
Well, like I said, this
like
isn't
some
even
cultural stuff there.
This isn't.
Yeah, that's not even that bad.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to cover all the bases.
No. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm specifically talking. I don't even care about other people. I'm saying with, like, the streamer specifically. Person sexy dancing in VR. You consuming alcohol, specifically, as you're saying here, for subs.
Yeah, exactly. It's like sexy dancing or shots. Which one's gonna win?
Yeah.
It'd be the fucking worst thing.
Yeah.
It's shots.
You know, and don't get me wrong.
That'll actually fuck you up, like, medically.
And that's the thing. I know Puritan. I say, hey, you want to drink alcohol? Drink alcohol. You want to smoke weed? Smoke weed. You want to do drugs? Do drugs.
Just don't be stupid about it.
Well, exactly. and also, you know, be educated, be informed. And I feel like a lot of these issues, as we very clearly have established, come back to a lack of education around these things.
Well, and like you want to say like, oh, like teenagers do that stuff. Like, yeah, I remember very distinctly growing up that like, like teenagers would be at their school dances grinding on each other. Like,
yeah,
teenagers sexy dance too.
Yeah. Well, and going back to something that was mentioned about like, oh, them doing it here to skirt around going on adult websites. I had not to speak ill of my parents, but I had access to adult content from a very young age. Both.
Yeah, okay, said do it.
Well, I was gonna say both with like free internet access and otherwise. And the difference between me and a lot of other people is I'm very self-educating. I learned about these things, and I knew some of the ins and outs that like my peers didn't. So I was a lot, I guess you could say, safer in a lot of ways. That doesn't make it right. I'm just, I'm saying. But yeah, I found ways to get access to things even if I wasn't supposed to. Now, the internet has changed since then. And there are, at least to some extent, more precautions. And, like I said, I don't agree with like the ID laws bullshit because it's not really about protecting the children. And like I said, this is kind of a much deeper conversation, in terms of, it's freedom versus security. And again, I'm very libertarian in these things, that I believe, probably like 70% of the time freedom should win out.
Yeah.
But it's when you try and start, you should not be limiting other people because you don't like something if they are not causing harm to others. This is one of those things.
If they're not doing any harm to anybody else, why fucking just get on them about it?
Yeah. And again, if there is someone hypothetically who is like in whatever way like targeting children with these things, no, fuck that. No, like get them out of here. But like, I don't think we've seen a single person who you could say is doing that.
Exactly. Like they're just doing it for the fun of it, or something like, or whatever the hell.
Or even doing it. I mean, I'm not even gonna. I'm not even saying that there's anything wrong with like doing it to make money. Like again, we live in a capitalist hellscape. Like.
Yeah.
Well, and if you want to complain about, they're just doing it for money. Okay, why is it so profitable then?
I know that honestly brings me to another thing that he said in the video, which they pay for private dancers like it's some kind of fucking strip club or prostitution thing. Like, no, they're not. You can't pay for private dancers. It's just one person doing it.
Well, so I think what he meant with that is it was more like you could request private dances from the streamer, which like I said, I will admit maybe is a bit sus for Twitch. If you want to do that sort of things on an adult website like an OnlyFans or a Fansly or those are the only two big ones I know of. I know there are more, but those are the two big ones. I'm fine with that. Like, that is the one part that I will say. I'm like, okay, maybe, that's a little sus. Like, even for people who have their streams marked as 18 plus, because that is explicitly against the rules. So like that one, I will venture to say like, okay, I get why that would be an issue, but just in terms of like the people doing the streams in general, no, it's Puritan bullshit, and I don't tolerate it.
That part.
They're not harming anybody. They're not targeting children. This, exactly. Like I said, so much to me reads like the whole all trans people are groomers thing.
Ugh.
And Again, he didn't say that. I'm not going to accuse him of saying that. And I'm not saying he would say that. I don't know. But the way in which these kind of arguments are made, you end up throwing your hat in with people who you have no business throwing your hat in with. As much, not to get super political about it, but like, as much as the left infights about shit, we fight for a reason because we have disagreements. The right, they go, agree with us or you're no longer one of us. And I'm like, the difference is like with the left leaning people, I'm not going to say you're not one of us. I'm just like, hey, be better. Don't have a dog shit take.
Right.
Like I'm not here to cancel this dude. I'm not here to,
nothing what we're saying is like for ill will. It's just for discussion purposes.
Yeah. Well, like legitimately, it's like, hey, I would love to have a chat with you about this.
Right.
Because again, there are certain ways in which you're right, but you're right for the wrong reasons. And that matters.
Can I? Sorry,
go
you
ahead.
go ahead. No, you first.
It's like, this person's my friend, right? And this person's my friend. I genuinely think that this is just like their first like dog water take on things that they've said.
Had a bad day, made a bad video type thing.
Yeah.
Sing a sad song.
Yeah, like genuinely or generally, like outside of these kinds of things, he's just a fucking Aussie dude who's chaotic in personality.
Thank you for confirming that, actually, because I was earlier, Acacia said British. I was like, I think he's Aussie. So thank you.
I'm sorry.
I feel vindicated.
Yeah, no, he's just an Aussie dude.
I'll take the L.
With a fucking chaotic personality, and just he tries to make his streams like a play, and his community as a whole as a place to like be yourself and just like not have to worry about like people.
And I'm all about that. I love that.
But there are times where someone in his community or himself will have just a shitty take.
Yeah.
And I think this is just one of them. And I really want to give him the benefit of the doubt that he just had a really bad day or had a bad like couple few days, and just this ended up getting under his skin for the wrong reason.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, and I would never. I'm not making this an accusation. I'm just bringing this up because, like I said, I don't know what kind of numbers he pulls in. But some people could throw like oh, well, you're just jealous, bro. It's like, no, I'm not going to fucking say that. Like, it's like, no, I mean, like, you're entitled to have your thoughts. The difference is
exactly. That's what I was going to say. Like, he's entitled to have his opinion. He's a grown-ass man. I'm not going to sit here and tell him that his takes and that his opinion's shit.
Oh, well,
I am. To have that opinion.
I was gonna say that's the difference. You're allowed to have your opinion, but but putting it out there like this means people are gonna be allowed to tell you it's shit.
Right, exactly. And it's another thing. Like he could have had this discussion in his community server instead of putting a video out there. But I think this just got under his skin so bad, that he decided to make a video.
And like I said, I'll say right now, because I feel like we are kind of reaching the point of wrapping things up naturally. If you see this, Eric, well, your name's PappiEric, so I'm gonna call you Eric. Like I said,
his name's PappiEric. I call him Jamie, but you can call him whatever.
Okay, I was gonna say I know someone did address him as Jamie, but I didn't want to assume. If you see this, again, I would love to have a conversation with you.
And
because
I want to also say that if you do see this, Jamie, please know that I'm not doing this out of ill will. I just needed to fucking vent about it and talk about it with my friends.
Well, and I'm the one who chose to do this. And like I said,
it was in my community. If you want to blame anything,
because really, truly, and I do not mean this as an insult. I just mean it as an observation. it's a very ignorant way of looking at things.
Mm-hmm.
And
can I jump off of that point actually? Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I went and I'm looking at his Twitch numbers, whatever, right? And like, because he mentioned in his video that he
does okay. Yeah.
He pulls enough numbers to be a partner. And
yeah.
I'm just looking at his recent broadcasts. All of his recent broadcasts are like several hours long, between like 6.5 to 8 hours.
Oh yeah, he goes for a long ass time.
Mm-hmm. And like, and you know, he does it full time, like he has in his about. I just had it a second. This is my full-time career since 2019. You know, so this is what he does as a living, and I tend to find that full-time streamer types, because of how isolating
it can be.
Doing a Twitch stream is so isolating. You don't really talk to people in real life as much. That's kind of why it feels a little off and like chronically online to me, because you literally are like, I feel like it's, you know, maybe it's one thing to be like sitting in a voice chat with some friends for 8 hours, and I'm not looking at the content of his streaming much, but like, would you usually be, you know, yeah, you're chatting with your community, but that is such a different social experience to like me chatting with my best friend during our carpooling.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like some of the stuff you would have had in this video would be something I would discuss with Luna in the car in the safety of real life.
Let me translate real quick what Acacia's saying. Jamie, go touch some grass. I'm kidding.
Grass, but it's also
I don't mean that. Yeah, I don't mean that. I'm not being shitty. I'm just.
It is just so. It is so like, especially as like a socially awkward autistic motherfucker. It is so important to be able to have real life interactions and like putting your like, because when it comes to like, you know, doing content creation full time, it's not just the time you're sitting in front of the computer doing your live streams. It is also all the shit behind that, like uploading clips to YouTube and Twitch and Twitter, or, you know, there's so much that goes behind that, which is why I'm not a full-time streamer, because it's so much fucking work. Yeah. You know, I may as well go slave away in capitalism, because at least when those 8 hours are done, I don't have to think about it anymore. You know, but because of how like fixated and isolating that is, there is certain perspectives that you lose because you're not interacting with people that are in the real world as much.
Well, and like Arcadia said, well, go ahead, Arcadia.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, that brings me to something, and I want to clarify this, Case. I'm not disagreeing with what you say about fucking the like full-time career thing for Twitch is a bad thing. As I'm not disagreeing with you on that, but it brings me to one of the streamers that I watch a lot of, and that's Cabal. He's a full-time streamer.
Yeah.
He is a full-time streamer, but he does that because of his physical health. He can't get a normal job. He can't do that because he's been through the fucking ringer. He got run over by Humvee in the military. His fucking leg got fucked up because of that. And his lungs are fucked from breathing in fucking fumes from the military. And it's just he can't get a normal job because of that, so he does streaming as a full-time thing. And again, Keisha, I'm not disagreeing with you on that being an isolating thing.
So, and I guess to piggy off of that, you mentioned that he does
Wait, what'd you say
to have experience.
To piggy off of that? What? Get it? Because my picture's I'm sorry.
It's fine. You know, but if I'm backing off from that, and I'm not necessarily saying that like Twitch streaming full time is a bad thing. I'm just saying it can be very isolating because of how much time you're sitting alone in your room in front of the computer.
Right? Yeah. And like I said, I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
Yeah. Well, I'm just clarifying. But in your cult leader's case, you said that he's experienced real life.
Yeah.
Like he's did military stuff. Ringer. Right. So, and I feel like that makes it a little bit different. I don't know what Jamie's history is prior to live streaming. But I think that's part of why Cabal is his name. Is that correct?
Yeah, Cabal.
I feel like that's why there's a difference there, because he has experienced real life and knows what that's
And that's
like.
not to say we're not accusing Jamie of not having life experience. We're saying we don't know. And
regardless if it was coming from him or somebody else, I do notice that as a trend.
Mm-hmm. If I remember correctly, Jamie said that he's worked as a casino security guard as well. He's worked as like that in that scenario.
And something
he's also.
Well, I was going to say something I wanted to say, but that related to the subject at hand that both of you have said. With some of these things is. I'm one of those people you could potentially consider chronically online in certain ways. But the thing is I would say, I don't have a lot of friends that I see IRL. Not for lack of having the friends, but like I said, we live in a capitalist hellscape and we're all adults and blah blah blah. But I talk to Acacia pretty much every Thursday. I talk to Luna pretty much every Wednesday. And I talk to the two of them usually at least once a week on the drive home. And we have conversations. The difference is that, even if we agree about a lot of things, we're willing to push back and to challenge one another. Versus when he makes a video like this and then pushes it to his community. If there are people who have similarly dogwater takes, they're just going to, reply guy and be like, yeah, you go, Jamie. That's it.
Yeah, that's what his community did.
And
he'll be less likely to be challenged.
Right.
Is what you're saying.
And that's something that, Red's in the chat, by the way.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Okay, we are okay. I see you guys aren't keeping up with it. I just
why are men? What have I walked into?
And then that was funny, Red. I do appreciate that. That was a good joke. But no, I'm just saying, it's one of those things of, as someone I have professed a multitude of times that I'm very confident in who I am and what I think, for a variety of reasons. And like I said, I don't even necessarily disagree with what he's saying. It's how he's saying it. It comes across as very, very misogynistic and very, puritanical and kind of out of touch. And the thing I will say, like I said, the whole they're targeting children, I disagree with that.
I disagree with it too.
Yeah,
why would you make the assumption that they're doing that?
Yeah, it's and again, I just want to make this I'm very much I advocate for children's rights all the time. I think we should legitimately be protecting children. The problem is that the kind of things that I think and that I think we should be doing aren't things that people want to do because they don't understand. Like children are basically the property of their parents in a lot of ways, and I don't think that's right. And that's what I'm getting at, that, you want to talk about protecting the children. It's like, okay, cool. Let's start with, hey, let's not let people homeschool their kids because they're religious bigots.
Right.
Stuff like that. Like, if you really want to talk about protecting children, there are so many ways we could be doing that are much more effective and much more important. And like I said, it's in no way is any of this meant to demonize you, Jamie. Because
we're not doing it out of ill will, bud. No, I promise you.
No,
because it's just out of a context of, like, as far as I'm concerned, this is my first impression of it.
Yeah, well, and this isn't even a dunk on Jamie stream. Because I can do dunk on streams. I dunk on people all the time. I could do that if I wanted to. I'm just sitting here along with Acacia and Arcadia, you know, came in a little bit later, and we're saying, hey, this is a bad take, buddy.
Yeah, and it's like you could have had the conversation in your community and not make a video on it.
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest problems with, like, you know, because I am also a chronically online girly. I shudder to look at my screen time on my phone. And one of those things can be scrolling through TikTok. And just the amount of things where I'm like, why the fuck did you need to make a video about this? Go vent in a group chat.
Exactly. Like, go to one of your friends to vent about it, not make a video that will cause more problems.
And that's a whole conversation in itself about, like, social media and the access to it, and how it affects our interpersonal relationships, which, you know, I think is relatable to what he's talking about here. You know, I as someone who, you know, like I said, I have people in my real life who I talk to and can seek out if needed. But, like, some of the people I'm closest to aren't that. You know, they're not people who I have within immediate proximity of me. It's a very double-edged sword, and going back to what I said earlier, I'm always going to advocate for more freedom if people aren't harming others. You know, and I like I said, I think that's what a lot of this comes back to is these people are not as they stand, these people are not breaking the rules and they are not hurting anybody.
Exactly. Yeah, I looked them up while we were talking about it. They were not breaking the rules. And
exactly.
If that was, you know, if that is going to be your sticking point.
And it also brings back to the thing of, like, he said that they're all doing that, and no, they're not. Like, I saw a streamer in that lineup that he brought up in this video that I watched named Lolathon, and he doesn't do any of that. He makes, like, fucking meme avatars and goes around scaring and making people laugh.
Yeah.
He doesn't do any of that stuff.
And then even on top of that, like, the top streamer by a very wide margin, at the very least didn't have a sexual thumbnail.
Yeah.
No, just some dude messing around in VR chat.
Yep. Had the most viewers by a very wide margin. Like, it was him being at, like, 2.9K, and then everyone else being in, like, the hundreds.
Well, I think one of the people might have been at, like, 1,000, but I mean, still, though, that's double the next person down. You know, that's still a significant margin. You know, and like I said, I go back to this, you know, I'm fine with applying these rules to, like, IRL streamers and you know, VR chat, you know, people who are, like, VTubing type things. But if you, like I said, if you really want to get technical, it's like, there are much bigger fish to fry in terms of who should be banned and who should not. And there are some people I would very much like to see gone first. I'm not going to say any names, but as we're monitoring this situation, it's not very golden.
I've also heard of some people that need to be gone from Twitch as a whole, and that's honestly thanks to fucking Charlie, Moist Critical.
Oh, I was gonna say he's actually my top pick. No, I'm kidding.
Damn.
I'm calling you out, Charlie. I want to see you outside wearing iron.
From the Arby's parking lot.
Yeah, I actually watched some videos from him today that were very informative, so that's 100% a joke.
Yeah. But he's talked about some people that need to be going from Twitch entirely, who've only gotten, like, a fucking week or a day ban.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, who should? All right, Red. Who is it? Is it me? It's me, isn't it? You
dude. Okay, speaking of Red doing shit, he's been going through my freaking YouTube.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
And finding shit from, like, 16 years ago.
What?
I have stuff on my YouTube that was there that I put up when I was in high school, and that was 16 years ago.
What the fuck has he done?
Oh, good times.
Exposing my archives.
Good times.
Oh.
He's exposing me being in a Carl's Jr. with a friend in high school and some random dude all doing caramel dancing down the street from the con.
Brother.
Oh, goodness gracious.
2010 anime conventions, everyone.
But yeah, so I think that's a pretty natural kind of ending point for everything, unless you guys have anything you'd like to add.
I'm tired.
I am too. I understand.
That's all I have to say.
Okay, well, I appreciate I appreciate Arcadia. I do appreciate you coming in and giving some of your perspective. Like I said, I apologize.
Yeah, I know.
I was not getting.
I'm sorry I didn't see the notifications for so
You're
long.
Yeah,
fine.
same.
You were too engrossed in that video, just having your own conversation. I was just from expecting to see, like, internally seething at some of the things you were saying.
But yeah, and Keish, as always, I appreciate you being here for stuff like this because
oh, thanks for inviting me.
I actually told Arcadia yesterday. I said what's nice is you could potentially on certain subjects can offer perspectives as you know, a fem presenting, you know, whatever terminology you would use to describe yourself that I don't have. Which turns out wasn't as applicable as I thought, but always nice to know that it's there.
Hell yeah.
So,
I also want to say before we end this again, Jamie, if you end up seeing this and are thinking that we're coming at you at all, buddy, we're not. We promise.
And I'm gonna have a few closing thoughts on my own here, similar to that.
Yeah, and I'll just say that me personally, like, no beef, just a shit take.
Yeah.
And everyone's and you learn and you grow. You know, you have shit takes every so often. I mean, when I was in college, I was almost neck deep in the alt-right rabbit hole. So I get that shit happens. But I see that shit happens.
To be clear,
not that I'm saying that you're doing that, but it's why you gotta nip.
Well, I just want to say, not to be clear, not that we're saying, like, we're not saying, oh, you're young and stupid. That's not what she means by that.
Right.
Just giving the perspective
his
of
his profile says he's 28, so he's not young and stupid.
Yeah. We're just saying we understand.
People can do better.
Yeah. It is more what we're getting at.
And that is what I hope is that, you know, if you desire to seek out our response to your very low in comparison to your other videos, view video, because I did kind of lurk his YouTube for a moment. If you do end up seeking this out, live and learn, hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Do better.
Yeah. If you did make that video from like a bad mood or anything like that, please try and just talk to people in DMs first before doing anything, bud. Just a suggestion from a friend to a friend.
Vent channels are a good thing.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. Again, I appreciate both of you very, very much. And then like I said, I have a few closing thoughts I want to say, and then I will wrap things up myself. So thank you very much, you guys. I hope you guys have a great night.
You too. Thanks so much.
Yeah, you too, bud.
Bye. So yeah, that's I can put my put myself back on here this way. That way I'm here in some way. But yeah, like I said, this is not meant to be shit talking. This is not meant to be you know, you might not even seen this. I don't know. You know, but it was something that was brought to my attention that I don't know much about you. I don't have any ill will towards you or any preconceived notions. This was just a bad take. You know, and like I said, I'm fucking dark woke. I understand that. But it just it feels bad, man. And especially now of all times. I know you're not here in the U.S., but as someone, I said earlier, from Texas, we really need solidarity with one another right now, and there's so many bigger fish to fry, in terms of these sort of things. But regardless, I appreciate everyone who's been here and who has hung out and chatted. This is my first stream of 2026, so that's fun. Hoping to get back on the horse now that I have pretty much healed from my kind of self-inflicted injury to some extent. But yeah, I also just realized I did not start recording this, so I'll have to pull the VOD off of Twitch, but that's okay. That's not a problem. I can do that. Again, thank you to Acacia and to Arcadia for being here. Thank you for Red for providing some late in the stream giggles, and of course Cosmo for being one of the regulars. I appreciate all of you very, very much. And with that, I will bid you good night. And until I see you next time, take care of yourselves, okay? Bye.